What's up, survivors? Welcome back to another one. All right, guys, I'm bringing us back. So, yeah, this episode's going to be a little bit of a different one. So, in this episode, I decided to do something a little different by just showing you guys some behind-the-scenes taming. Now, it's not going to be in any specific order. Some of these took place at different times throughout the week. So, like, the next clip I do, I think if I remember correctly, like right after this one, the next one I knocked out was actually something I knocked out like recently, but it's earlier on in this clip. So they're not in any specific order, but they all take place within the last week and a half, because even though I've been trying to upload regularly, at the same time, a lot of my uploads have been from content that I've recorded backstocking. So I would have 30 hours of footage, and I would just record and edit all of that over like a 2-week span, get rid of some content and keep some content in. But at the same time, I'm also recording more footage of current gameplay, or I'm not recording at all for an entire week because I've got so much backlogged footage that nothing relevant I feel like has been happening. And that's kind of what all of this is. This is kind of like all the leftover stuff that happened towards the end of, you could say, I don't know what. This is probably most of the backlog taming from like April 9th through like April 23rd, basically. So this is kind of just like bits and bobs and things that happened on and off since the last 2 weeks. And then the next episode is actually an episode that we did mid that week. So by the time you guys see this episode, it's probably going to be early May. I was trying to think. I was like, wait a minute, what's the next month? May. So it's going to be May next month by the time you guys actually see this. But most of this footage is from the last 2 weeks of April. All right, so pretty much I'm just gonna play some music and just show a bunch of clips for the first 15 or so minutes of this episode, like maybe 20 minutes of this episode of me knocking out bunches of different thralls and stuff like that, where I found them. Most of them were around SEPA and all that fun jazz. And then I end up talking about some other stuff during this episode, if I remember correctly. I think towards the end I kind of talked about a little bit of the future of the series and what I have planned, as well as the future of my channel and things that we have kind of planned for the channel as well. So I kind of go a little bit off of Conan talk a little bit about, the other games that I'm going to be uploading and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of a wishy-wash episode. So hope you guys enjoy all of the wonderful thralls that I find. Some of them I actually found the same day in the same place. Or I found 2 of the same exact archers literally standing like half a building apart from each other. That happened. 2 named archers like half a building away from each other. It was crazy. But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop blabbing for now and let you guys just enjoy a little bit of a taming montage. Alright guys, bringing us back. So we got the shield one. And this also counted as part of my crafter for my journey. So convert a crafter. Getting a religious person counted. So all I have to do is put one on a station and we're good to go. I believe this is the tier 3 one. Yeah, that's the tier 3 one. So that one should finish here shortly and then we can get an idea what her stats are. So let's go finish off this journal here real quick. Tell them to hold, so I don't need them following me into the house. I just need to remove a throw and put it back on. So let's just go here. Do I need to take it out of my... There we go. I had to take it off the thing. And then, there we go. Multiple journals unlocked. Oh yeah, some of these... There's new ones here. Beastmaster and Overlord were not here before. It was Thrall Taker, and then next to it was Outrider. So these two that weren't here just popped up. So I guess some journals are hidden. Okay, so where was it? Thrall Taker. Claim reward. Alright, so that gives us access to... I think we have to craft it. Ah, there it is. So, oh, black lotus flowers. You know, for a thing that's called purple lotus, needing black lotus, which the only place to get black lotus in the entire game is from the garden, which is right here. So, that's a trip. Okay, well, we're definitely gonna have to look into that a little bit more. But that's cool. So now we have that. And we got ourselves an Iron Guardian torso. So that gives us 2 Guardians. Oh, and you guys are all probably curious what I got from those 2 that I traded in. 20 coins, 81 steel fire, 54 alchemy, some feasts, a little bit of gold and silver ore. That's about it. Nothing special. Another feast up here. That's about it. Oh, and by the way, this is the battle pass blood crystal. It's the blood crystal workbench for the golem crafting. So it's basically a golem crafting stand that you get in the game, but it's like a different version of it. It's the blood crystal one. And I also got, see right here, you have to craft it in the artisan's table. And along with the battle pass one as well, it's crafted in here. So you can actually, so the reason why they're in here, just clarification, that way you can put them, you can like trade them. Because normally, you know how you need the construction hammer to place stuff and build stuff. Well, by using this method, you can craft them and then leave them in benches and stuff, and people can just take them out and use them if they want. So yeah, that's what that is. And then I also have the armored displays and stuff like that. It's, yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, that's that. Alright, so... Oh, so much done today. I still feel like we've got a long way to go. There's so much to do. We've barely scratched the surface of this playthrough. And then I'm sitting here thinking about, what am I going to do next? It's like, I don't know. So, the problem is there's so much that I need to do, I don't know where to start sometimes. Because I want to do a bunch of building episodes, and then I want to do... I need to get some more gruel on here. I want to build the community center. We still haven't done that yet. We need to go do that. And a few other things. We got to get the training set up. We got to get... other builds that I want to do. We got to start working on the story. We haven't even technically started the story, and we're already like 15 episodes in or some craziness by now. And I just ran right past it because I'm Losing my mind. Alright, that should... Nah, I'm gonna need more. Especially if I want to finish that priest. So it's gonna take about six hours to finish the priest. So I'm gonna have to get at least one more stack of gruel. Let's go do that real quick. I gotta start the training because here's the thing about the training for the mod. Now I'm gonna explain it in more detail then, but basically what you can do is you put them through a training method, and you know how you have your perk that lets you do like plus 20 to all their stats, but only when they're with you. By putting them through the training, it does the same thing, but it's permanent. So it's on them even when they're not with you. So it's basically, if you don't do War Party, then you could get an additional 20 on top of the 20 from the training, so you get plus 40 to all stats outside of whatever they got for leveling. And you can do all that. So basically, let's say you don't even touch the thrall. You just put them through straight training. They get plus 20 to all their stats. And then you bring them into your party with the 20 plus bonus ability instead of War Party. They're going to have plus 40 to all their stats before they've even been leveled. And I know that seems like that's just going to be crazy OP. Well, I've tried taking my buddy over here. Okay, I did this in the background to see what would happen. I took him, okay. I did the plus 20 for just my thing, so I basically did full authority build, except I didn't do the War Party. I did the single one so he could get the plus 20 to all this. So he basically had like 5.8k health, you know, he had like close to about 70% melee damage. His armor rating was like close to 1,000 armor, okay? And I took him to go fight the easiest of the three skulls, the crocodile, in my opinion. And yeah, no, didn't work, didn't happen. We got the crocodile about halfway before basically the gruel couldn't keep up anymore. So you have to use this mod in order to be able to fight three skull bosses, to fight endgame. You don't have a choice. You have to put your NPCs through training. If you don't, they die. Period. End of discussion. You want to farm legendary chests, you want to complete the dungeons. If we want to do that content, we're going to have to get the best thralls and put them through training on top of only bringing one with us when we do a dungeon. So me and the wife will both bring a thrall, but instead of doing war... Now, we could do War Party and bring 2 thralls with us apiece, so we would have 4, but all 4 of them have to go through the training before we take them in, or they're all going to die during the dungeon. You have to plan for basically the outcome of losing everything. It could happen. So that's just how it is. That's why it's considered a more hardcore version. And I say hardcore, and a lot of people are like, it's not hardcore, because hardcore is permadeath. No, permadeath in YOLO is permadeath. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, hardcore mode, blah, blah, blah. No, hardcore mode is whatever you want to call it. My hardcore mode is basically making the game more harder. Savage. It's okay, well, let's just put it this way. It's Savage Barbarian mode, okay? So you take the Barbarian mode that's already a default setting in this game, which is, in my opinion, fucking retarded easy mode. I don't see how their Barbarian mode's supposed to be harder. They changed the stats so little that it doesn't even matter. Yeah. Come on, guys. That's not Barbarian mode. What I'm playing is Barbarian mode. So, and I really hope they do implement a kind of like extra training feature into the game. That would be cool. I know they have plans. There was a little bit of a behind the scenes talk with them. Not with me, but they were talking to some other YouTuber and streamers and stuff like that. And there was a big discussion about the golems, their auto farming ability and stuff like that. And there's a modder out there who's in the process of making a mod that allows your golems to auto farm without you being online. Because right now you have to be online. But you have to be playing on an online server. Or you at least have to be online, but you don't have to be nearby them, and they'll wander around in a certain area and auto farm. So there's a modder that's working on a mod like that. Well, Funcom got a hold of this person and told him not to implement that mod because they were already planning, quote, were already in works and planning on putting that feature into the game. And that they were willing to work with this modder if he had something that was already functional and better than what they had, or could collaborate a little bit, and they would sponsor his mod and make it into a permanent feature into the game. So there is a chance sometime in the near future that golems will be able to farm automatically without you being in the area. So that's really cool. They also said that the same feature will be added to all thralls, so including these guys. So you'd be able to set up multiple thralls to farm in an area for you and not have to be standing there. All right, so we'll have to deal with him soon. Oh, and sorcery. Yeah, so I know. It's like I'm gonna get going here, but so I had somebody ask me about sorcery. He's like, "Okay, why haven't you done anything with sorcery?" Because I was waiting until we moved. I didn't want to set up all the stuff for sorcery and then have to take it all down along with everything else. That would just been more stuff to rip down and move and yeah, blah, 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 blah. And second, I am kind of role-playing a little bit. I'm going to only use sorcery to a certain extent. I'm going to try to avoid using it too much. My wife can do whatever she wants, but during this playthrough, I want to try to play this game, this current playthrough on the Exile lands, with as little interaction with sorcery as possible. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to use it. I will use it. I will play with it. I will showcase it. I will do stuff here and there. But actually go full-blown sorcerer playthrough? No. I am doing... I'm going to be doing kind of an authority playthrough, basically. So I'm going to be focusing on having 2 thralls, you know, training a bunch of people, like humans, no magic, no sorcery. We'll still have sorcery. We'll still use it. You know, we'll still play around with it. Obviously, we'll be using the teleport stone when we unlock that. So there'll be that we'll use. And then we'll use the summoning circle to summon our body if we should die and can't get to our body. If we're in a dungeon or something, blah, 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 blah. You know how it works. So, but as for like going full-blown sorcery build and playing as a sorcerer, that's probably not going to happen in this playthrough. I might mess around with it for a little while in a couple of episodes just to screw around with it, but we will not do it as a main source of gameplay. My next series that I do after this one, because we'll run this server before we wipe it. We'll probably wipe it close to the end of the year or the beginning of next year. And then we'll jump to the Isle of Sipta. And on the Isle of Sipta, even though technically sorcery is better on this map than there, I might run full sorcery on the Isle of Sipta. Like, do a full-blown sorcery build there. So that might be an option. Or we can come back to this map, but I know somebody was asking me about doing the Isle of Sipta, if I'm ever going to go back to it again. Even though I did play it a little bit. I will. We'll get there. It may not happen this year, but next year when I do the next series, because I have other things planned too. Like, me and my wife have other games that we want to record and play through. Like, we want to do a 7 Days to Die playthrough, because we haven't done a 7 Days to Die playthrough together since Alpha 18. So if anybody's familiar with 7 Days to Die and they understand what I mean by Alpha 18, then it's been a while since we've played. There's been so many changes and we want to go play it again. We also want to go do a playthrough of Wrath Survival. We haven't played since the final chapter was added, so we want to go back and do a quick playthrough of that and play with all the new stuff that they added. So there's other stuff we want to do. And then obviously I have my behind the scenes games that I'm messing with, like I'm doing StarCraft 2. I started a series on it about a year ago, and I just started uploading some of the episodes that I had sitting in the tube that were never put out. I just started putting those out. I still have to finish the last mission for Wings of Liberty, and then I'm going to jump to Heart of the Swarm and start playing that one here soon. And start putting those out, because those are really easy to do. I can knock a mission out within like 30 minutes to an hour. So I don't even have to worry about doing any cuts. It's just a quick, simple record, do the mission, and then just upload it as an episode and put out maybe 1 a week. So maybe 2 a week. We'll see. So I've got other content that I'm working on. And then, of course, there's Ark. Ark is kind of a mixed emotions right now. I'm not going back to Ark on PC anytime soon because of the game basically shutting down for the current version. I know a lot of people are confused right now. They're like in panic mode thinking, oh, the game is shutting down. No, the current version is shutting down. So basically, if you're familiar with the original open beta version of the game, how it's considered like the legacy, and they basically discontinued and stopped supporting it, and then they moved to like all new servers for when the game launched. Think of it as kind of like the same thing, except this is now the second time they're doing it. They're going to discontinue support and shut down the servers for the current version of the game, and then start the game up with the Unreal Engine 5, which, by the way, the game looks amazing. I've seen some clips and some sneak peeks of the Unreal Engine 5 Arc 1 and Arc 2, and it's mind-blowing, especially the Arc 2. It looks so badass. And I know a lot of people are upset about that too as well, about having to rebuy the game, but honestly, if you think about it in this way, I mean, you're supporting a company that's trying to make the game better. I mean, they're trying, obviously, and one of the biggest things that made Arc very hard to play was Unreal Engine 4 and Arc were not compatible. Like, they built the game on an engine that was too outdated for the type of game they had envisioned. So once Unreal Engine 5 came to be something that was possible, they decided they were going to upgrade to Unreal Engine 5 and then make Arc 2 on this engine, which would make all of the issues we have, not all of them, but a huge chunk of the problems that are with Arc 1 will disappear with the Unreal Engine 5 upgrade. So yeah, honestly, small price to pay to have a better performing game, if you ask me. But we'll see what happens. I might jump back in like 2 years and do a playthrough of that, but we'll see. But anyways, guys, so much to do, I know I'm talking about other games on this one, but yeah, I'm excited. So much stuff coming up, so many things to get involved with. And my Switch version of Ark is currently on hold. I can't even play the game anymore. Yeah, that sucked. My file got corrupted. Or something. And I can no longer download or update my game. So, yeah, poopy scoopers. So, yeah. Are we missing a bench? Oh yeah, that's right. The improved armors bench. Ah, fuck it. I'll do it in a little bit. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. As always, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Sorry, this was kind of a weird one. I just wanted to kind of put it together a little bit of a collage of stuff. Mostly of me knocking out stuff. You guys didn't see all the deaths. And also, I'm gonna point something out here real quick. So, if anybody can point out the difference, there's gonna be something different every now and then. If anybody can point that out, just let me know down below. Just say what it is. If you ever notice anything weird, okay? Because I've been slowly changing things. And I want to see if anybody's going to ever notice. My wife already caught on, and I was kind of upset that she figured it out after the first time. But cause yeah, she figured it out almost right away. But every now and then there's going to be something that's going to change. And it's going to be obvious, but it's going to be so obvious that maybe somebody might not notice it. But if you do notice it, just say down below. Be like, I noticed it. Or try to avoid saying what it is, but at the same time, say what it is. You get my drift. Alright, guys. But anyways, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright? Take care. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.